Good morning, comic book fans. Welcome back to Comics in 5 Minutes. Fuck Ice. I'm your ever-loving host, Shorty. We look at Excommunicated today. It's another one from Vault Comics, and I was mildly skeptical when I was ordering this one. I didn't go crazy on it, and I really wish I had done, simply because a lot of people saying, yeah, like if you enjoyed Nectar, you're probably going to really dig this one. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I kind of enjoyed Nectar. I remember reviewing it quite positively, but weirdly, it never stayed with me in my head. So I was like, oh, okay, maybe it just wasn't like 100% for me, and that's fine, it happens. But this one, I was like, yeah, okay, give it a shot. Apparently, we're kind of building the title Excommunicated and doing very, very basic reading. It's about an exorcism that goes wrong, and I've spoken in the past about how exorcisms in media feels kind of like the equivalent of propaganda, but for priests. Because yes, it's all made up stories, but people do believe this stuff actually happens, and it doesn't. People go to these kind of things because they have like mental and physical issues, and the people who are supposed to care for them don't know any better, and they put them through genuinely traumatizing and harmful procedures, which absolutely do nothing to sort the problem out. And I've critiqued other comic books for doing this kind of thing, but I thought, you know what, fair shrift. And I opened it up, and page one looks beautiful, genuinely amazing artwork, line work, coloring, everything. I'm gonna double check some names now. I have notes down here, but that's just I'm terrible remembering names. Colorist Manuel J. Rodriguez. Brilliant coloring. We can see very, very early on that they absolutely understand how light works in terms of not just like changing the color of things, but changing the reflected color, because a yellow light on something doesn't turn it yellow if it's not white. There is like gradation to it, but there's also a sense of a glow around the light as it fades and moves, as our point of view moves around the light. Expertly done. Honestly, it's the kind of thing which, if I see in comic books these days, I'm going to go to like, well, damn, that's competent, that's amazing, that's someone who knows what they're doing. I blame Dave Chisholm a little bit because he's brilliant at it, and he's men that pretend to look at comic books. I'm looking for that kind of thing. But colouring not to one side, the rest of the comic book, like, you flip it over, and beautiful. Again, rain in the dark. I mean, God, this is just another wonderful thing that I love seeing in comic books. Not just, well done in terms of, technically that is what rain looks like, but with that depth to it. Like, we have layers of the rain, we've got splash, we've got the light affected by the various light sources, and the water refracting. It's, again, just superb and fantastic setup. And I know we've been talking about artwork a lot, so let's move on to character and monster design, because again, Tiago Palmer, you do an absolutely brilliant job at this. There's such control of the characters. You know exactly how to frame them, where a point of view is going to really accentuate something which needs to be done, but your understanding of biology and physiology and all that, and especially when it's pushed to its limit, is spectacular. And then when we get like some genuinely horrific moments, there's a fantastic single page splash where we get to see just what this story is dealing with, and it is spectacularly traumatizingly beautiful. It's amazing. It takes this idea of something we as people expect to see, but put in a position where we're not supposed to see it, and amplifying it, and with the way the colour wraps around it and our point of view of it, genuinely horrifying thing. Now, yes, I've talked a lot about the art here, and it is amazing. Like, from start to finish, this is one of the better looking comic books I've seen in a while. It stands out on every single level. Another reason is because if we're going to talk about the writing, unfortunately, I'm going to have to do some very minor spoilers, so if you don't want that, just wander away. And only minor spoilers, it's not like I'm going to tell you the twist of Fight Club or anything, but it does add to the reasons why I like this comic book. Because yes, there is an exorcism, but we do also get a sense that the church has people they will protect and people they won't. And I like that, because it means you're not just going in there on a, yes, this is the thing that actually happens, and yes, it needs to be done, don't worry. We are still looking at how bad the church is. But there's also some just brilliant storytelling within it. The nun who gets called to go and do, hence the spoilers here, there's literally a story about go to help on the exorcism, gets a phone call. And we see not just her answering the phone and hearing a voice, but actually get to see him, the person, the priest at the other end, speaking, and what's behind him. It's like an in-universe thing. We see it happening. But then when she gets there, she's told, no, I didn't call you. That's not what happened. And I love it. I mean, I didn't at first. I thought, this is frustrating, because no, we've seen it. It's not like, it's a voice in the head and it can be put down to just, we're seeing what the comic book wants to see, what the character thinks they've seen. No, we, as comic book readers, we've seen it. That is true in the comic book. That is a thing that happened. But then, not far on from it, We get another character within the world talking about how things are not going the way they should. Stuff is happening that's not expected, stuff that should not happen in the order it's happening, and it is frustrating for characters in the world to be that put out. Those two things together show just an absolute brilliant understanding of narrative and how to play with what effectively is a comic book story. It understands the medium and uses it effectively to really discombobulate the reader and make us second guess what's going on. As a result, I am in. Like I say, I was skeptical at the beginning, but now I'm 100% committed to this one. I cannot wait for the rest of it. I genuinely think it's going to be amazing. And I've got to say, it literally came out this morning in store. We've already sold out of it. I think I'm not surprised by that. It is genuinely fantastic. That's me for now, though. Until I see you all again, look after each other, everyone. Stay safe. Bye.